up, come on.
What's going on, guys? Coach Joe here at the Lions Den, and if you didn't know, over the weekend on Saturday, I had a competition at the Yard Barbell Classic, which is in Wilkes-Barre, PA, so it's about a 2-hour drive. Had to get up super early. I weighed in at about 232 pounds, I think. I didn't do any weight cut or anything like that, and I competed against one other individual in my class, but it was a very tough competition, and I'm gonna go through the reasons why. I'm gonna show you guys all the things that I've done and the events. So the first event that I had to do was the yoke carry. The second was then a Fingal Finger. The third event was then a keg ladder, clean and press. Then I went to a frame hold, and then last we finished with some stones. So a lot of these competition events I have never done before, so it was fun to try something different, and that's one of the main reasons that I really love strongman, is the events are always different. You never know what to expect, and it's just a great time, and I had an awesome opportunity. So first off, I want to say thank you to Mike, who ran the event. People call him Viking, so Viking, thank you so much. He does look like a Viking too, by the way. But everything ran smoothly. It was a nice day, long day, but that's all strongman competitions have been so far. So it ran really great though, but let's get into the content now, guys. So the first thing I want to say about strongman that has been the biggest challenge for me, I would say, is one, the duration of the competition, and then two, it's really hard to warm up for the event. So the first event that we had to do was a yoke carry, a max yoke, and you had 3 attempts. You could hop in wherever you wanted. For my weight class, it started minimally at 500 pounds, but as you can see, if they didn't have a bunch of yokes to use, you can't really warm up for it. So one, there was a huge, gigantic fan right above us the whole time, which kept me really cold. So I had to put a sweatshirt on. I was trying to do jumping jacks and squats and move around, but it's really tough to hop into something that extreme. And my knees have been aching, which you guys knew about. So I decided to hop in at 850 pounds. And as you'll see in the video, it literally squashed me. I hit 800 earlier this training week, and I felt really good, but I think the lack of warming up really worked against me. When I was done, my knees just felt like someone had kicked them out. They hurt so bad. And knowing me, and this is a huge shout out to Rob Howe, who runs PA Strongest Man. He's been at every meet, and he's really helped me with coaching. I would have went up again. So I had 3 attempts. My first attempt was 850, and I wanted a 1,000-pound yoke really bad, right? And I was gonna go like 900 or 950 and then just try 1,000. But when I was done, Rob could see that my knees were just killing me, and he comes up to me, man, he's like, dude, remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. He's like, what I would do is just stay at 850. He's like, your knees are banged up. He's like, you have these other events that you can do really well in, so don't waste that energy. Because as you can see, I dropped the yoke a couple times. You know, it wasn't a good event for me. And I'm so grateful that I listened to him. So I did 850 and I cut it there. And I was itching. I was like, man, I gotta do 900. I wanna go for 950 or 1,000 pounds just to say that I did that. But if I did do that, I think the outcome of this competition would have been different. The next event that I had was the Fingal Finger, and this one is super fun, and I knew I could do well in this, and I needed to pick me up. After the yoke just kind of totally took my morale down, and it really became a mental game at that point, like how mental can I have to get back into the zone, right? I was kind of out of the zone, I was getting tired, and my body, just from waiting an hour to compete in the next event, it's just a draining process. So the Fingal Finger, I was like, I need to come out and kill it, which I did. So my Fingal Finger was 300 pounds, and the key to this is moving, 1, as fast as you can, and 2, trying to catch the finger on the bounce when it bounces off the tire. That really helped. However, it's hard to see in the video, but it actually slipped out of my hands and hit me in the face. And right around here, that's a Tommy Boy reference, it is killing, and it's kind of swollen, but thank God I have a beard, but it hurts really bad, but it was worth it. I think I got 9 or 10 of the flips. I'm not sure, I haven't really watched the video footage until you guys will see this. But that was enough to win that event, so that was really cool. The third event that I had to do was a Keg Clean Press ladder that started at 175, went up by 25-pound jumps, and it ended at 300 pounds. Now, the previous that I've ever clean and pressed to this point was 225, and I think that there was more room in the tank. However, like I said, it's a long day, and between each event, you start to tighten up, and it's really hard to keep warm because you can't really use the implements, and depending on what gym you're at, they don't have things to use, honestly. So you kind of just have to do the best you can. But this was another one that I was confident with and that I could do really well in. So I get to the 175, that went up, boom. I get to the 200, that went up. And then I get to 225, and I pretty much had to strict press it out. I tried a different clean and press tactic that I've used before, which instead of just one motion, clean and press straight up, I got it to my lat first, rolled it up, and then try to press it. And I didn't have a lot of practice with it, but I felt like it was more efficient for me to do. And when I got to the 250, I was so close to pressing it. I cleaned it twice, and I just couldn't stick the lockout with my one arm. So I know that 250 plus is there. It's just a matter of getting consistent with it in my training and then executing in the competition. And it is different when you have to start at a 175 and work your way all the way up to a 300-pound keg. So that's just way more taxing. But I know I can do it, and I'm excited to get better at it and then come out swinging hopefully in my next competition with that. But I'm happy with the 225 and then 2 really good attempts at 250. The highest someone got was past the 250, but no one could get the weights that were over that. The fourth event for me was a frame hold for time. So you're pretty much just picking up this big square frame. My frame was 650 pounds, and you just hold it in your hands as long as you can. Now, before I started, I changed up my hand placement. So instead of putting it in my fingers, I tried to get it into that thick part of my palm. So as I started to pull, it kind of gripped some skin. But as you can see, I only held it for 17.5 seconds. I think anything after 650 pounds, it's really hard to hold on for anything over 20 to 30 seconds. It just feels like death, and you're just holding on for dear life. And the key to that is just close your eyes, go to that deep, dark place, and try to make it so time just doesn't make any sense anymore, and you're just kind of grinding away. But my competitor, I think, got 10 or 12 seconds, so that put me in the lead at that point, and that was awesome. So for the last event, it was a stone load onto a platform. Now what happened was when the ladies were going before the guys, you could see the platform actually started to break, and their stones weren't even as heavy as ours were. So then it turned into a stone over the bar competition where it was supposed to be for time, right? And it was for time. Now Joey is an idiot, and he kind of just, I don't even know what happened. I just completely lost just focus, and I thought it was for completion. I thought it was like, I just gotta get these stones over the bar and that's good. And I'm an idiot. I really have no idea what's going through my head at that point. I was in the lead, and I got all the stones fairly easily. Stones are my jam, so I was really excited to get those done, and it was fun to have them in a competition. But the issue was that when I got done, my competitor literally beat me in the time for the stones over the bar. And I was just like, oh, what was I thinking? Because I knew I could have moved faster, 100%. I was kind of just like taking my time through them like an idiot. So stupid. So what ultimately happened was that when we ended, we were at a dead tie. And the judges came over and they were like, listen, we got to settle this tiebreaker. We're going to do axle bar, clean and press, 245, as many reps as possible in 60 seconds. And I was stoked because, as you guys know, as a former Olympic lifter, doing a clean and press or a clean and jerk, which is what I would have done, would have been right up my alley. In 245, I knew I could probably press 20 some reps with that because I've done that before. And I was just going to jerk it every time, getting underneath the bar to be more efficient, when most strongmen will push press it and they're going to fatigue faster. So that is where my Olympic lifting background would have absolutely helped in a strongman event and competition. However, my opponent decided to decline, which put me in first place. Now, whatever, right, wrong, I don't care. The guy was awesome. He actually was 260 and cut all the way down to 240 for this competition. So as you can see, my competitor was legit. I mean, this dude was a house, and the whole time we were neck and neck, going back and forth with each other. And that's what you want. You don't want to just step into a competition and just run train. I mean, that is cool if you do that against great competitors, but when you're doing it against good people, man, when you have that push, it really shows you what you're made of mentally as well as physically. And I think at that point, a lot of people are pretty stacked strength-wise, and it comes down to the mental aspect. And that is something that I really suffered from the first event. The yoke kind of demoralized me, and then I had that Fingal Finger to pick me back up. So it just kind of shows you the ups and downs of a competition and something that's a long duration like that. But hats off to you, my man, my competitor. That was an awesome competition by you. I think ultimately he didn't want to get hurt in competition, and I don't think anybody ever wants to get hurt in competition. So for whatever the reason, that's how it was settled. But it would have been an awesome showdown, and I was looking forward to doing it. But that is really what happened in my comp, and it was just a great time. So I can't thank you guys enough for hosting that event. I encourage all of you guys to get involved with some sort of strongman competition, whether it's through the USS organization or the NAS, and just get out there and just put your training to use, right? We're all training, so we might as well get into a competition and just see how we stack. But yeah, it was great. I also got to meet some people who watched me on YouTube who were there, which was super cool. I find it very awesome that people actually go out of their way to say hi and meet me, and they watch my content. So you guys are fantastic, and it was just a great time. 2 shameless plugs. First plug, guys, I'm sponsored by Lifting Culture Apparel. They have amazing t-shirts. They make your arms look pretty big, and it fits comfortably. It's apparel made for lifters and athletes. So I would go check them out. Use my discount code Szatstrength and save yourself some money. And I wouldn't rep a company that I didn't believe in, that I didn't like. So I would just go over there, see what they're all about, hopefully buy some stuff, use the code, and just look fantastic. Second shameless plug is that my online team is growing. We have around 11 or 12 athletes. It's a mobile app platform called the Iron Lions. There's 4 different programs. There's a weightlifting program, there is a powerlifting program, there's a mixture of weightlifting and powerlifting, and then there's just a general strength and conditioning. And it's super cool. We're in a private Facebook group. It's 24/7 coaching. So I give coaching tips that you guys don't even see on YouTube to this group. It's a great community. People come to my gym whenever they're in the area and they can train. So it's just so amazing. It's so cool to help people grow stronger. I'm doing it with them. So if you guys are interested in that, just email me, okay, and get the details for that. Minimal investment for a large effect on your life and your lifting. So join the Iron Lions. It's gonna be a great decision. That'd be so cool. One of my interns, Ryan, it was his first strongman competition, so I wanted to say congratulations to you, Ryan. He stepped in the novice class and he did absolutely awesome. So there's some video footage throughout this video of him lifting as well, and I think he's got a big future if he continues to train hard, be consistent, work on the technique. But he was a beast, and I'm just so proud of people when I ask them to just hop into something that they've never done before, and they do it. Show some real kahunas, if you know what I mean. And I'm proud of you, dude. So awesome job. Way to go, Ryan. Represent the Lions Den and just kicking some booty.